Hey everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the CURT 4-bike rack here on our 2020 Honda CRV. So our CURT bike rack here is going to be an excellent option for you and the family. And the reason for this is it's going to allow us to carry up to 4 bikes, and furthermore, we're going to have these 2 rearward cradles here, which are going to be more designed for adult bikes due to the larger spacing between them. And then we have our 2 cradles up front here, which are going to be better for kids' bikes because they're a little bit closer together with those shorter frames on our kids' bikes. However, if we have 4 adult bikes, we can definitely still use these with this rack here. So a feature I really like about this CURT bike rack here is going to be our frame cradles. So our frame cradles, we're going to have one on each side here. They have these nice little integrated rubber straps here, which are easy to use. They're nice and stretchy, going to be real durable. And if we take a look at the actual cradles themselves, they're going to be made more of a hard plastic. And what I really like about these is you can actually rotate them on the arms. And if we take a look at the surface of the cradle here on each side, it's going to be a little bit different. And essentially what this does is it really allows us to get the best fit no matter what type of bike frame we have. So another nice feature is when we're driving at night with our arms extended and we have bikes on there, we actually have these built-in reflectors here because believe it or not, when you are driving at night, it can be kind of hard to see the bike rack and the bikes. So these built-in reflectors are going to be an excellent safety feature to let others know on the road that we have a bike rack with bikes on the back of our vehicle and they need to allow for more room. So with this bike rack here, we're actually going to be getting 3 points of contact. We have one here at the top tube, we have another one on the other side at the top, and we also have one here on the seat post. Now the seat post one is sort of an extra add-on, not all bike racks have these. And basically what this allows for is it's going to help hold the bike a little bit tighter here, and it's definitely going to be limiting the side-to-side movement. Now this is not only going to help our bikes from not coming in contact with our vehicle, they're also going to help our bikes from not coming into contact with one another and causing damage. So this is actually known as a hanging style bike rack, and essentially that just means we're going to be holding the bikes by our horizontal top tube here. Now the hanging style bike racks, they're going to be great for these men's bikes here with a nice horizontal flat surface that we can attach to. However, if you have a women or a kid's bike that has sort of the alternative frame to where the top tube comes more towards the center of our seat post here, you can still use this bike rack. You may or may not, however, want to use an adapter bar, which is essentially just a brace that attaches to the handlebar posts in the seat posts and then provides that level connection. So a couple of numbers we have for you. Number one is going to be the weight capacity of our rack here. So the weight capacity for this rack here is going to be 180 pounds, which will be evenly divided between each of our 4 bikes here. We're also going to talk about the actual weight of the rack. The rack, even being a 4-bike rack, it's still pretty lightweight. It's only 41 pounds, so it's definitely manageable for one person to get it on and off the vehicle by themselves. So when we're ready to remove our bikes, it's super simple. We'll simply pull down on our rubber straps here, clear this little knob. We can undo it like that. We'll have one for the anti-sway here. And then finally, one over here as well. Now another point I would like to make about this bike rack is that because the arms are narrower here, it's not only better for kids' bikes, but it also makes it a little bit easier when we're removing our bike here. We don't have to worry about these large cradles catching on the bike when we're removing it. So now let's go over a couple measurements with you. Number one, we're just going to let you know how much length this bike rack, while the arms are extended, how much that's going to add to the overall length of your vehicle. So if we measure from that wiper point there, is probably the furthest point back, to the end of the rack, we're going to get 39 inches. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to be measuring from the edge of the vehicle with the arms folded down. That'll let you know if you're going to be parking in the garage how much space you need to account for so you can park in there without taking your bike rack off. So in order to engage the tilting mechanism, we'll remove the end of our clip there. We'll want to hold the arms up a little bit. It'll make that pin easier to slide out. Now we can tilt the arms down. If we're going to be driving around like this, we would want to reinsert our pin here to lock it into place. But now let's go ahead and take that other measurement for you. I'm going to measure from the back of the vehicle there to the outward side of the arms. That's going to be 13 inches. And then last but not least, we'll take the ground clearance, which is the distance from the ground to the bottom of the shank. and that'll be 11.5 inches. So say we need to get into the back of our vehicle here and we don't want to take our bike rack off. Well, that's going to be an option here with this CURT rack because we have a nice integrated tilting feature. In order to use that, we're going to come down here. We're first going to remove this clip here, and then we can actually pull out this pin. Now we'll simply lift up on this handle here at the back. We should be able to tilt the rack away. As you can see, we have plenty of room to get in and out of the hatch. So another nice feature I like about this bike rack is that we have a built-in anti-rattle hitch bolt. Now what this does is the bolt is actually going to be threaded along with some threads that go inside the shank of our bike rack. And when we tighten these, it's basically going to pin the inside of the shank here against the inside of our receiver. And that's going to make it nice and stable connection there. We don't have to worry about any rattle or any excess noise. Go ahead and give this a shake. As you can see here, it's a nice solid connection. We're actually shaking our vehicle. And now let's take our bike rack out on our test course here at eTrailer and show you how it performs.
This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway.
And that'll do it today for our look at the CURT 4-bike rack here on our 2020 Honda CRV.